Alright, so I'm taking a look at the newly released D19 from Leapmotor. You can see the badge in here. I'll start from the front. So up there you can see the radar sensor. You got a relatively flat windshield, and integrated in the windshield are some cameras for the rain sensing wipers and safety. And then you got a bonnet flat on in the middle and then creased on the edges. There's some daytime running lights running on the front, and then it breaks off here for some extra lighting, including the autonomous driving, and then it continues on the left hand side in this whole piece. And then we come down here and we have a camera right on the top of the number plate placement area. Above it is a camera, and down there you can see a radiator in there, and you got these flaps here which will open when necessary for cooling. And down here there's this nice aluminum trim here, and integrated here are your parking sensors. There is a front storage area here, so when I press that button it's going to open up to that storage area, and we can see how wide it looks. I'll put the numbers on the screen. You get some tie down hooks here on all four sides. Inside is plastic. You can actually sit here and rest for two people. It's spacious enough. And then you got a socket here, 220-volt socket, which you can shut as well. And to shut it, I'll just press this one. That's a really neat feature. It's like what they have on most of the six-seater SUVs now. Let's go on to the lighting. So up here you can see your almost square lighting assembly here, high beam, low beam. And then down here you can see your fog light here. And then there's an inlet here for air to pass through for aerodynamics and also for cooling the brakes. And let's go to the tire department. We have Michelin tires here, 265/45 rim 21, and these rims are similar to what Zeekr went with the 9X. There are options, and this is the option for those who want a clean finish, easy to clean, and it looks expensive. Up here you got a camera with Leapmotor badging. There you got two cameras under the rear view mirror, your turn signal light, which also doubles as your autonomous driving. You have entry here for NFC entry for placing your card or your phone. Let me just step back so we can see the full size of the car. And if I come to closer, you can see your pop-out style door handles. It opens really light, and it's soft closed doors as well. So when I push it, it sucks it in. And then you got the back windows are blacked out, but the driver's window is plain. And then we go down here, there's an aluminum trim running from the front underneath both doors. And you can see how wide this door is. It starts from here and ends there. I would say it's over a meter long. And then we come to the rear tires, 265/45 rim 21, same as the front. Also Michelin tires. Comes with air suspension. You can see the suspension going on there, so you can raise and lower the height of the car. And then you get your charging. You get your fast and slow charging ports here. It's being charged right now, and you can see here DC 1000 volts. And the rear third row seat windows are blacked out as well, but there's a cutout here for plain windows, so it's easy to see what's going on in the back. And then if we let me step back, this is what we see. And around the window trim, there is this aluminum going all around it, giving it this different tone look. So the body, the main paint of the car is black. Then you got this aluminum trim going around the window. And then up here, you got a different color. And then you got some rails on the top. If I go to this side, you have the rear light assembly, daytime running lights integrated in there. It comes here, breaks off here, continues, long one continues all the way to the other side, and then it breaks off for the other part. And then you can see, just like it's done on IM cars, they also got this integrated in here, this lighting display, which also have other purposes as well. So you can see your state of charge even from a distance, so that's really cool. It can display different messages. And then you have your Leapmotor lettering here. You get a button to open the boot. And then if we go down here, we got a number plate placement area, and right above it is a camera. Overall, a very clean build on the rear. And then down here you got your reflectors, and underneath you have your blue illumination for the autonomous driving indication, and then you got proximity sensors there. So if I step back, this is what we are seeing, what the rear looks like. And up here you got a modestly blacked out window. You got another brake light bar here and a camera here, so that's cool. And then you got your D19 badge in here. And if I go to the right side, this is a pure electric one. There is also a hybrid or range extender one, but with a pure electric you don't have obviously a place to refill. So the right side will be similar to the left side. So let's continue with the interior. So to open the boot, I just press that and then it opens. It's quiet when it opens, and when it opens you got this very nice plastic in there. The texture is quite smooth. And then we go in here, you got your boot space, not very big, but I would say it's bigger than most other boot spaces. And then you got a little extra storage area down here. You got your safety triangle, you got your reflector, your tow hook in there, all sitting on this styrofoam in there. And then you can cover the false floor. Feels very solid, some nice carpet, thick carpet material. And then over here you got a hook to hang things, 12-volt socket. And then you got your button here to increase and lower, raise and lower your suspension. You got boot light in here, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left here. And then you got these buttons to raise and lower the seat. So when I press it, you can see how fast the seat is coming, and you can move it down as well. So that's really nice. And behind the seats there's a very thick carpet material as well, so it's not plastic and it's not going to scratch. You got top tether points here on both seats, and all seats, 6 seats up. Not enough space, but I would say it's enough for light travel. But if you need more space and the third row seats are not occupied, you can just pull them down and have enough space. So from here to there is carpet material, and from there to there is some nice plastic, and up here is some very nice fabric material. It feels very soft. It's not Alcantara, but it feels very soft, and it's kind of cushy as well. Very nice seals all around to prevent noise and debris from getting in the car. And to shut it, you just press that button and the boot is going to shut. So let's take a look at the rear door. So they will open up to about 70-80 degrees, I would say. Very nice seals all around. Nice big windows. You got sunshades here, some netting, side netting to prevent the sun from hitting you. And then you got very nice materials here. You got a wood trim here, so different tones of material. So you got wood trim here, you got a speaker grill here, and hiding underneath there are your ambient lighting. Different tones of color here, very nice stitching. It's not just straight, it's kind of like a zigzagged stitching design. You got an aluminum trim here running here, very nice. A button to open the door, this one to raise and lower your window, an emergency latch here to open when the electronics fail. Door pockets, the inside line will fill, but this part is plastic. Got a speaker grill down there as well, and the doors go all the way down, so they will prevent debris and the mud from getting in the car on bad weather days. And if we look in here, very nice opening to get in. You got seat controls for the middle row seats, the regular ones, lumbar support, that kind of thing. And then you also have a quick button here for your massage as well, sitting in the middle of the lumbar support operation. So that's nice. And then you got a grab handle here to get in. Feels very solid. And you got isofix anchor points here, nice perforations and very simple design, but it feels very soft. You got a head cushion here, and I like that the seat belt is integrated in the seat itself. It's not on the seat pillar, which means that when you collapse the seats, it's not going to snap it, or it's not going to be hanging weirdly. So that's nice. And if I just sit here at 183 centimeters tall, I have more than enough leg room. Obviously, this seat has been moved back. You can see how far it's reclined. And then behind the front passenger seat, you got a table. And interestingly, this is the first time I'm seeing it. Usually, most will have it just flat, but this one has an area where you can sit a cup or something. So that's nice. And then you got your wood trim here, all looking really nice. A small storage area. And then up here you got a grab handle. You got speaker grills there. You got your air vents, and then you got your airplane style interior lighting, which you can turn around. So that's really nice, the direction. And then this seat comes with gravity seat function. So you got your seat belt hook, you got a type C charging port here, you got an area to slide your phone for storage, and this button activates your gravity seat. And when I press it, you can see the front seat moves away, and then the calf support comes up, and then the whole seat reclines, and it puts you in a lying position as well, as you can see here. This is about how far it will go, and you can adjust manually on the right hand side even further, but I can bring it back up as well, the backrest. And to get this gravity seat back into the normal position, you just press that, and the operation brings you back to your normal seating position. So that's really nice. Only the seat behind the front passenger has the gravity seat function. This seat behind the driver doesn't have the gravity seat function, but you also have arm rests on all seats. I'll show you the ones in the third row seat very soon. But even though the passenger behind the driver doesn't have the gravity seat, you have the cup holders integrated here for both passengers in underneath on or on the side of that seat, and then they have their own type C charging port as well. And if we look up here, there is a screen in the roof. It's more than 20 inches. I'll put the real figure on the screen, but you can see how crisp it is. Not very different from many cars, but this one just feels like it's more spacious. You can see how clear it looks, and it populates really big and nicely. You got your movies, you got music apps, and you got all kinds of functions. You got all the controls that you need. You can populate the apps, you can do some settings, all that kind of thing. So, and it runs really fast as well. It responds really fast. And if we come down here, we got a small screen here to control other functions as well. And there is a fridge function. So if I go here and just press that, the fridge is going to open. It's for both heating and cooling. So if you have the need for both either function, you can have that. And unlike other ones which are manually closed, you can just touch it again and it will go in automatically. All looking really nice on different materials. So you can control your fan speed, you can control your seats, you can control the doors, all kinds of settings here. The fridge function, you have heating and cooling. So lots of functions on this tiny screen here. So the third row seat feels like regular seats. You got ISOFIX anchor points there as well. The third row seats have no massage or cooling, but they have heater seats here. So 3-level control right here. A type C charging port for either side, and then you also have a seat recline button here, even for the third row seat. And there's another manually controlled side netting here to prevent the sun from hitting you. Speaker grills all around, and then you get your air vents, again airplane style interior lighting, which I like very much. You can control the direction very easily. You got a cup holder here, you got an area here to maybe store something, and then it also doubles as an armrest for the rear passengers. At 183 centimeters tall, if I recline the seats a little bit, I still have more than enough leg room, and it feels comfortable if that seat is at a normal position. So you're not going to be cramped, and headspace is good as well, even in the third row seat for someone who is 183 centimeters tall. So that's really cool. If I show you the opposite seat, this is what it looks like. You can obviously raise these headrests and bring them down. I mentioned about a handrest, so you can see that even the third row seats have dedicated armrests for each passenger. So that's nice. This is the first time I'm seeing it for even third row passengers. So this is what third row passengers will see when they are sat here in the back. Very airy, big windows, very spacious. You get panoramic sunroofs as well. So there's one for the rear passengers which breaks off in the middle for that screen installation, and then it continues in the front for the driver and the front passenger. and these can be shut as well. They got blinds that can be shut electronically. And it's nice that down here you got a charging socket as well. So if you have the need to charge your computer or other electronics, you can do that right beneath the fridge area. And the interior is very spacious as well. Now let's go and take a look at the front seats. So to get in the front seat, you just open the door. The doors are heavy, but when you open, they feel light, which is nice. So the configuration is similar to what we saw on the other side, similar positioning, but there are bigger door pockets here. And you go in here, you have the seat controls. Again, you got a quick button for massage function. You got your seat recline, forward, back, that kind of thing. And then you got a very nice entry, I would say up to about 75-80 degrees. So if I just sit in the seat and shut the door, let me start from up here. So you got a grab handle here for the front passenger. The materials feel really good. And then you got a dash. I'm glad that they don't have one of those screens that extends all the way to the front of the front passenger. It's just the main infotainment screen, which is big and legible enough. And when you sat here, it's got a really nice clean build. It kind of rises vertically and then slants towards the dash in this layered sort of design. And you can see these are not air vents that are manually controlled. You control them electronically. These days some of them are AI. You can control them with voice, but you can see the vents coming from here all the way to the other side. You got airbag indicator sitting on this nice aluminum panel here. Overall, very clean build, and the materials feel soft and very nicely done as well. And then you got a glove box here, relatively big glove box. Inside is lined with felt, so things will not rattle about. Down here you got extra storage under the center console. You have a Type-C charging port here, and then you got these three where you can insert like different perfumes or different scents for your air freshener. And then we look, so as a passenger sitting here, I have more than enough leg room at 183 centimeters tall. And then up here, you can see how much headroom I have. Very generous as well. And then you have your sun visor here. And when you flip this, I like that it's not one of those magnetic flimsy ones, but it is a real plastic. You just flip it and you have one light in here. And it shows your face really nicely because the mirror is big enough. And if you don't want to, just shut it and then you just push it back. So I'm taking a look at the driver's seat, driver's door, similar controls. Obviously the driver has more functionality, but basically similar to what we saw on the passenger side. And then the buttons are the same as well, the controls. Nice stitching. They're going for zigzag style stitching. And the driver's seat also has speakers in the headrest as well for those times when you only need a music or the navigation sent to the driver. And if I just sit in the driver's seat, feels very airy. The seats are very comfortable. Let's start from this area. So when I open the storage area, it's not very deep because of the fridge underneath, but it's lined with felt, so things will not rattle about. And you can close double door. You can close from both directions. You got your cup holders, which are squared, but they got these grips here to prevent things from rattling about. You got your wireless charging pad. It's not indicated here, but I believe it's about 50 or 60 watts. That's what many cars are doing now. So there's just one area, but it's ventilated to prevent your phone from heating up. And then there's another area for placing another phone. There's this nice wood trim here. It doesn't do anything, it's just a design. And then we go on to the top here and we can see the interior lighting. So these are not touch sensitive, these are actually pressed on the lighting unit itself. So, and they turn on really quickly as well. And I like that it's not pure white LEDs, it's kind of like colored a little bit, which is good for eyes. And then you got a hazard button here. You got this button here to open the sunshade like I talked about before. So this is for the front, and this one controls the one for the rear. And then you have an SOS button, all done nicely. You have some microphone holes here. You got a conventional style rear view mirror here. It's not being fed by any camera, it's just a mirror but I believe these are the self-dimming type. And then you have a sun visor here for the driver. Same thing, same design as the one I showed on the passenger side. You get a speaker grill right above the driver's head, another one on the head of the passenger. And then if you sit here, you can see clearly out. You got HUD, which is running there. I'm not sure if the camera is doing justice, but whatever music is playing, you can see the lyrics, you can see your gear positioning, your speed, your kilometers, all that kind of stuff. The HUD opening right here, and here some nice fabric material, and this is that same soft material I showed you on the passenger side. And then you also have this screen right behind the steering wheel, very big screen, I would say, and it populates everything that the driver needs, information that the driver needs really nicely. Very legible. It's not too bright, it's just the right distance and the right brightness and the right clarity for seeing information very quickly. Is a round steering wheel, relatively round, only flattened slightly on the bottom to give just a little bit extra space. And this is the design they're going for, and I must say the size of the grip is just the right size for most people. It'll fit really nicely, very, very soft as well. You got your push buttons, real button controls here. You got a rotor, and it feels really good when you move them up and down. Makes this nice tactile sound. You got your turn signal lever here, which also doubles as your wiper controls, and then you got a gear lever on the right side. You press P to park, and you can see your badging here, your horn in the middle. The center console I showed you earlier, if you look on the driver's side, you can see 2 charging ports there, type C. And if we look here, there is a sensor here to monitor the driver's level of tiredness, to notify you when you need to have a rest and all that kind of stuff. And then we look at the main infotainment screen. So it's crisp, it's bright, it's clear, and it's not something surprising. This is something normal on Chinese cars now. You got your home button here. You got widgets displayed here, and you can see how quickly they respond. You got dual zone climate control. You have your a market where you can download your apps. You got settings here where you can do all the settings on the car. You got your mapping information here, and you got a radar sensor picking up all the movements around the vehicle. You got a 360-degree camera, and I would say I've seen better cameras, but this is not too bad as well. And then you also have your apps here that you have downloaded apps, and you can obviously download more from the market. You got your defogger here, your windshield heater, you got seat controls here, and you got climate control for the passenger as well. So let me just turn that off, too loud. So that's it, and then you can hit this to go back to your home screen, and up here you got your battery percentage, mobile connectivity, that kind of thing. And on the other side you have Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, profile, safety, that kind of thing. So yeah, very, very nice screen. I like how it's been done. It's not too much in your face, and it just works. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for sticking around. I'm truly grateful. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give your boy a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Till I see you in the next video guys, ride legal, ride safe always. Peace and I'm out.